You are listening to TechVibe Radio. It's coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios. TechVibe Radio is your front row seat to Pittsburgh's fast-moving technology ecosystem. TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of Blink at 321blink.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, C-Leveled at c-leveled.com, Compunetics at compunetics.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, My Benefit Advisor at ptc.mybenefitadvisor.com, and PNC Bank at pnc.com. Here are your hosts, the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. Good morning, everybody. It's Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council here for another broadcast of TechVibe Radio. We love doing TechVibe each and every Sunday morning, super early. And today we're super pumped because we are talking to ConnectiveRX, very cool company here in Pittsburgh. Actually talking to Beth Sirio. Very excited to learn her story. She is a veteran in Pittsburgh's healthcare and life sciences industry. And we're going to learn all about what ConnectiveRX is up to, because at the end of the day, they're helping people maintain their prescriptions, get their therapies. Such an important topic. It goes deep. At the end of the day, they're just making the quality of life for everybody better. They're saving people's lives. So, Mary Beth, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for getting up and being part of the TechVibe Radio experience.
Well, it's certainly my pleasure. I've been following you for years, and I think it's going to be really fun to tell the ConnectiveRX story to Pittsburgh.
Most definitely. Before we get going, give me a little bit about your background. Before we hit the record button, I was just asking a little bit about you, and I was like, wait a second, you've got some great connections here in Pittsburgh, and I think being at ConnectiveRX can be a cooler place for you to be.
Yeah, so I have kind of a wavy line background to the health tech industry. I started my career as a nurse, working at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, and was really passionate about helping patients improve their health, and was working in a very high-tech hospital in the cardiac transplant area is where I started out. Wow. So really helping patients who needed life-saving care. And through my journey in the hospital, I was involved in implementing new technology in the patient care areas. So way before the hospitals were really completely electronic, UPMC was a pioneer in hardwiring our intensive care units so that we had better access to patient data, monitoring, and the ability to deliver care in the ICUs. So I ended up getting recruited to a startup in Pittsburgh that was looking for somebody who had clinical experience and technology and business experience to lead the development of a new to world technology that nurses would use at the bedside to administer medications. So
that's cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah, to make that jump from being a nurse in cardiac transplant to then working at a startup that needed your expertise and knowledge is very cool.
Well, and it was funny because people would say to me, how can you go to the dark side? How can you go to industry? And my position has always been that, that intersection of technology and patient care, we really need people that know both sides of that equation, that understand the patient journey, that understand the clinician journey,
definitely,
and that understand how technology can fit in and help to support those important patient experiences and clinician experiences and workflow. So I took that leap just based on both passion for improving patient care, but also this belief that technology is definitely part of the answer. And there's so much amazing technology out there that other industries have implemented, and healthcare has been pretty slow to do that. So we need to bring this leading edge technology into healthcare to help us improve.
That's why I get so excited talking about companies like yours, because building a tech company is hard enough as it is, but we have a tech company that's designed towards improving the quality of people's lives, and I say saving people's lives. That's just where it gets so cool. And to know that they have someone with your experience, where firsthand what it's like to have a patient like in a bed who's like hanging on for dear life, like literally, and being able to provide the right kind of care and using technology to do that. is so cool. So tell our listeners, give us the quick elevator pitch for really what exactly it is that ConnectiveRX does, because you have some impressive stats. I mean, you're helping lots and lots of people, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. We like to say that we take the pain out of the prescription process. So for anybody who's ever had a prescription written and then had to go down the path of getting that prescription filled and figuring out how to take the medication appropriately, it's painful.
Yes.
It's hard at times to understand the process of filling it, the whole insurance, and what am I going to have to pay?
Oh yeah.
Are there any opportunities for additional savings that might be out there for me as a patient? And then, if it's a complicated medication, something that might be a specialty medication or a biologic, how do I take it? What's the right way? How do I make sure I both maximize the effect and minimize the side effects, and do what I need to do to stay on that treatment path? So we really automate from the beginning of that process, helping to educate physicians and patients on, what's available and how they might afford it, all the way through the filling of the prescription, and then educating the patient and working with the patient to make sure that they understand how to take the medication and how to pay for the medication, which is a really big factor today.
That is end to end. Everything, literally, that is an end to end solution. And it's something I think we often probably take for granted. It just seems like, oh, yeah, you show up at the pharmacy, your prescription's there, and I'm going to take it, and there's nothing to worry about. But there's so many steps along the way that can go wrong, that creates confusion, and the cost of things these days, being able to manage costs. So many things that are so important to managing the quality of someone's life. And that's being managed with ConnectiveRX, which is so cool. And what I really think is cool is the story of ConnectiveRX, how you got here to Pittsburgh. And if anyone wants to learn more about that, also, if you just go to ConnectiveRX.com, is a great place to go check out the site, because there's some great information there. But you guys actually bought a startup here that was called Careform, started by Steve Fleck, who actually had another company called ClearCount before that at the Tech Council we got to know really well. When we saw that ConnectiveRX bought them, we were like, whoa, this is pretty exciting stuff. So tell us about how that kind of worked and how that brought you then on board as well, too, to be part of ConnectiveRX.
Yeah, so Careform was kind of the last piece of that patient journey.
Okay.
When we bought that company, it was really to round out our solution and help patients who are trying to engage with those high cost, complex specialty medications. So the Careform pharmacy has been a really big piece of rounding out that end-to-end journey for us. So as you said, it was a Pittsburgh-based company that was acquired by ConnectiveRX, really completing the portfolio for us of that end-to-end patient journey. It's really exciting to see ConnectiveRX grow in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever drive out to the airport, but we have two really nice buildings that say ConnectiveRX, nice campus out there.
I see the sign and I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's why I'm so excited to have you here, because people probably drive past that, but they don't know what's going on there in those buildings.
Right. So we've got a large employee base here in Pittsburgh. They're really working to do several different things. We've got product development, software development teams. We have patient support services, so individuals that are really helping directly engage with consumers to talk with them about the services that are available. And we have what we call a non-commercial pharmacy here in Pittsburgh as well. So we have lots of opportunities for locals that want to come work for a tech-enabled company that's really growing and doing great things in the healthcare space. So check us out.
We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and talk about that, because I know you guys are hiring. You have a great, awesome culture. I was going through your website, looking at what you guys do, and it seems like an amazing opportunity for somebody. And I also want to just learn more about just some of the key numbers. Like, I mean, we're talking like literally billions of dollars running through your company with prescriptions and millions of patients that use ConnectiveRX. It's such an impressive thing. So when you drive past that building going out to the airport, you can say there's some pretty important work going on behind those doors, that's for sure. So we're coming back with more Mary Beth Sirio. She is, of course, the Senior Vice President of Product Management at ConnectiveRX. This is Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council. If you go to pghtech.org, learn more about us. We're taking a quick break and we're coming back with a lot more on ConnectiveRX. The labor market is increasingly competitive. The best and brightest employees no longer just want top-notch compensation and benefits. Your teams need a continuous people improvement platform that ensures your talent chooses to stay and grow your company. Visit www.work.software to learn more.
For more than a decade, Blink has been producing unique creative services and solutions that tell a story, move hearts, and drive decision-making that advances business objectives, your business objectives. We adopt a company-wide policy of candor, transparency, and a good old-fashioned work ethic in the pursuit of building long-lasting relationships with our clients and our partners. From video and design to strategy and digital marketing, Blink is here to creatively advance your business. Visit us at 321blink.com.
All the cool kids are listening to TechVibe Radio, and so are you. TechVibe Radio is coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios and is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Link, Chorus Call, C-Leveled, Compunetics, Huntington Bank, My Benefit Advisor, and PNC Bank. Here are your hosts, the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting. Welcome back, everybody. So glad you're listening to TechVibe Radio this morning. I'm having way too much fun talking to Beth Sirio, who is the Senior Vice President of Product Marketing at ConnectiveRX. Really cool company. You can see their sign as you're driving down the parkway towards the airport, and behind those doors, they're doing some very important work. We're talking literally millions of people using their services to make sure they get their prescriptions and stay on the prescription, stay healthy, stay alive. Simple as that. So Beth, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for geeking out with me today. It's a lot of fun. I love hanging out with you.
My pleasure.
So let's talk about some numbers. When I was going through your website, and if anyone goes to ConnectiveRX.com, these numbers just speak volumes to me because it just shows you the impact that ConnectiveRX is having and the fact that you're relying on Pittsburgh as one of your key places to do the work that you guys do. I mean, you have over, 640,000 prescribers that are on your network? And was it $5 billion of patient benefits have been processed through your platforms? That's a staggering number. Tell me more about that and some of the work that you do that backs these numbers up.
Yeah, they are staggering numbers. And I think, point to the fact that medications are a really important part of therapy for patients. When you think about patients who have chronic diseases, really needing to get on those medications and stay on those medications is an important part of their wellness journey. You mentioned 640,000 prescribers on our electronic health record network. This is a really important part of the service that we deliver for our pharmaceutical manufacturers. The goal of that network is really to engage with physicians at the point where they're prescribing medications. So if you think about sitting in a doctor's office where the patient and physician are having a conversation about what the patient needs to do to improve their health or to treat a specific disease, we can enable information for the physician right in that electronic health record workflow. With the goal really being for the physician and patient to have a conversation voice to voice in real time so that the physician can understand if the medication that they're prescribing is something that the patient will be able to both afford and tolerate as far as the treatment plan. So our goal is really to help that interaction right in real time so that as the patient leaves the physician office, they've had that conversation, they're feeling good about what's been prescribed and the cost of what's been prescribed. And then they can go on to the pharmacy and get that prescription filled, where again, we can provide information to the pharmacist and to the patient about how to take that medication that they're going home with from that fill.
That just seems so important to me because the cost of things. I know many times I've gone to the doctor to give you a prescription. They don't tell you anything. And then sometimes you get to the pharmacy and you're like, what? On the price. And it can be like, it's like, okay, I'll do this for a while, but then if it's going to be a long-term thing, maybe you're going to stop taking it because you don't want to spend the money, you don't see the need. So the idea of having that conversation and getting that ground level set, I think is just so important. And then being able to make sure that you can control the cost on that so people can afford to take their medication and so forth. So that's why I'm not taking it for granted next time I go to Giant Eagle and I pick up my high blood pressure medicine. There's a long chain of command that goes on to make that happen.
Well, and it's super important. We used to think that, physicians were meant to dictate to patients what they needed to do to get healthy. And I think over the last 20 years, that journey has really become more about that shared decision making and having the conversation with the patient, informing them about those costs and letting them help to make some of those decisions, and understanding kind of that cost equation, as well as the trade-offs. If I don't take this medication and I take something else,
right,
what will that mean for my health? And it really needs to be a shared discussion with the physician, and then we start to see patients much more engaged and able to be successful with the plan that's been agreed upon.
Definitely. I mean, when I see numbers like this, I'm assuming like the doctors have to be giving you some seriously cool feedback on this because they're seeing better care for their patients. It's got to be just easing a lot of stress too.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I think putting information in front of the physician about both the cost of medications, but then also, one of our goals is to educate both that physician and patient on patient savings offers or opportunities that they might be unaware of. So a lot of manufacturers have patient savings programs that are available. The problem is a lot of times patients don't know that they're available, right?
They're totally hidden. Yeah. They're like, where do you find them? Like, exactly. So you can point those things out. So you can say, hey, you're taking this, it's going to cost this, but you qualify for this program, so we can bring the cost right down.
Exactly. So physicians like it, patients like it. When the patient gets to the pharmacy, the pharmacists love it because then the patient is aware of, what the cost is, and, they're really ready to move forward with that medication and pick it up and fill it and get on the therapy that's been prescribed.
Most definitely. Now, I can understand why there's 84 million patients and there's been 2 billion transactions that have happened through this system. And the data you're gleaning from this has to be something that's pretty amazing, because you can take that and just continue to improve the process and improve the system.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we talk about, how do we use data to better inform the future, right?
Right.
And we have a lot of information, a lot of data. How do we take that and continue to both improve the patient journey, the prescriber journey, as well as the programs that get developed to better support the patients? We have great partnerships with the pharma manufacturers that we're helping to support.
So hiring, I know every tech company in Pittsburgh is hiring at the end of the day. I know you guys are in massive hiring mode. Tell me about what you're hiring for and really your work culture there, because I think you have a very unique work culture, super positive, and I got to know more about it.
Yeah, great question. So ConnectiveRX culture is really one that's, I think, patient-centered. We're really thinking about, how do we improve that patient medication journey, which is super important. And I think all of our team members really take that mission to heart. So we're a mission-focused company, really looking at how we make tech solutions or software-enabled technology to better support that process. And I really feel like, there's a lot of passion and energy in the company, around that mission. The really interesting thing is we have all kinds of positions. So we have positions for things in the development space, in the solutions architecture space. We have product management, project management.
Wow.
We hire pharmacists and we hire customer support, people that really get on the phone and have conversations with patients about how to best proceed down that path. So we have a lot of opportunity for jobs, and kind of really all over that spectrum, and some really cool tech jobs. If you go to our website and have a look, you'll find some really interesting tech jobs in lots of great areas, again, including architecture and .NET development, MuleSoft development. We're a Salesforce company, so we have opportunities for Salesforce development as well.
Excellent.
So just lots of cool tech jobs available.
I love it. And tell me about the culture there as well too. It seems like it's a great place to work.
It is. I think our culture is very much centered around the fact that we're a mission-based company.
Yeah.
We're all about that, taking the pain out of the prescription process and really supporting patients who are on that critical medication journey. So there's a lot of energy and a lot of focus on, how do we continuously improve, both from a technology perspective and on that patient journey. So our company is really focused around that mission. And I think that comes through when you meet with people in the organization. You can really feel that passion.
Nothing better than having a passion and to have this mission and to basically combine your tech skills to go right along with it. I think that makes people pretty excited in this day and age. So much fun being able to tell us a little bit of ConnectiveRX's story. And Mary Beth, thanks for hanging out with me. To remind everybody, just go to ConnectiveRX.com, check out these jobs that are available, just learn more about the company. They're here in Pittsburgh doing what they do, making Pittsburgh proud. And just to remind everybody, we have so many more stories just like this from TechVibe Radio. Keep tuning in every Sunday at 6 a.m. Or if you like your sleep, download the podcast. Just search for TechVibe wherever you get your podcast. This has been Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council, having way too much fun geeking out every single Sunday morning. Go to pghtech.org and have an awesome weekend, everybody. The Pittsburgh Technology Council has been helping our region's tech companies succeed since 1983. The Pittsburgh Technology Council helps its members meet new customers, hire top talent, make headlines, and have a strong voice in government. From startup to multinational, the PTC helps tech companies and advanced manufacturers of all sizes. See how we can help your venture grow at pghtech.org. That's pghtech.org. TechVibe Radio is coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios and is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, Blink, Chorus Call, C-Leveled, Compunetics, Huntington Bank, My Benefit Advisor, and PNC Bank.